what's up, guys? This is Thick Teddy. Today I am here to talk about PTE, a skin repair company with a FDA approval coming in the May of this year. And I'm also joined by Ant, who is going to talk about the chart. Who's going to talk about the chart. And we're just going to kind of discuss this after I run through this quick DD that I put down on this PDF file. So the way that this video is going to be formatted is I'm going to run through it quickly for a few minutes, and then Ant is going to state his opinions and just talk about the chart and whatever he likes, and then we're going to kind of kick the shit for the next few minutes about PTE. So starting off, the highlights of PTE, they have a beatdown price point compared to where they've been within the last few years. They have a revolutionary product. Their product also has shown hair follicle growth, which was seen within skin repair areas, which is huge. Recent institutional buys, they have a decently high institutional ownership, and they have upcoming catalysts. Here's the chart. We'll have a different chart up later showing supports, so you can take a quick look at this one, but there will be one up later. Management, nothing really particular that I enjoyed or found that stuck out about the management. They have good CEO, good CFO, but nothing special. All right, PTE positives. So their product has received awards, which you guys can see on my screen right now. It says it is the only FDA registered product that's capable of regenerating full thickness skin with all layers and appendages. They have sufficient cash on hand for this year's trials because, as I said earlier, they have an FDA trial underway. And they have 17% institutional ownership. All right, PTE Skin TE, that is the big product that they have that I think is going to push their stock over the edge of becoming a penny stock into something better, or just give it some great momentum for the rest of this year. So it is the only FDA-registered product in which repairs skin to its full thickness, which is huge. It includes all layers and appendages, which means hair follicles, and essentially Skin TE repairs your skin with healthy skin that includes hair follicles so it can grow hair like normal skin, which that's a huge moneymaker for down the road. All right, PTE Skin TE effectiveness. So in its last trial, it met primary endpoint with a p-value of 0.005, which is significant, and at 12 weeks, Skin TE has closed 72% of its wounds, while the sector average achieved 32%. So as you guys can just see, Skin TE is levels above their sector average. PTE Skin TE potential income. So there are around 7 million total cases where Skin TE could be used per year, and their management has said it will be $1,000 per case. So 1% market share, we're looking at 70 million in sales. A 5% market share, we're looking at 350 million in sales. 5% is decently low considering it's the cheapest and the most effective skin repair treatment that the market has seen. So we could see them have a higher market share than 5% for sure. All right, their catalysts. So Skin TE, the next trial data is expected May 12th through May 16th in 2021. Bioplays often run up for months before the trial results are reported because people have these on their calendar, they're looking at them. And then also institutional ownership is flying Q1. You guys can see in this press release, they say that they will report top-line data via press release in spring 2021 to be held May 12th through 16th. And then in the photo next to it, you can see in 2021, Q1, their 3.74 million shares have been institutionally bought and only 35,000 have been sold, which is much higher than the last two quarters. Their negatives, they have a Citron report filed on them in the past. They've had a few offerings in the last year, and they're a few years out from full FDA approval. So with that said, that's everything I'm going to talk about for right now. Ant, what are you thinking?
So just to reiterate a couple points you mentioned that I really like, and is the fact that the price of this is extremely beaten down. We had a nice little run 2 weeks ago to $2, and for the last 2 weeks we've been on a steady downtrend. I'm looking at about $1.15 as support. For some reason that doesn't hold. We could see probably low 90s, like 90 cents. But if you take into account, you look back through the end of December into basically all of January, this thing's being shorted over 60% just about every day. I'm looking at my graph here, and there was a couple of days it was near 80%. So this is something that I think is purposefully getting beaten down so people can load up. I really, really like this. Teddy introduced this to me maybe a month ago, and we charted it. It actually broke out of this wedge that I have charted on its run to $2, but with how the market's been, it's pulled back quite a bit. And you got to take into account this is the future in its industry, and it's the only FDA registered product. So if you're thinking long term, a couple months, a year from now, this thing could be huge. And I really, really like the chart. Um, Another thing to look for, like Teddy mentioned, is this catalyst on May 12th. We're already in March, so that's not, if you really think about it, it's not that far away. And with this beaten down price point that we have here, this is a great opportunity to start scaling into your position if you like this information presented.
Yeah, so I definitely agree with everything he just said. So the 115 support, I think we could see it hit that maybe this week, possibly even. Short-term support was I was looking at the level 2 on Friday and Thursday, I think was like 129. But as you guys know, short-term support can get broken pretty easily within a day or intraday. So 115 is a good support that if we can hold that, that's a good point to load up. And if it breaks that, then we're talking a little bit more of a dip where some percentages, some stop losses are going to get hit. But yeah, I think 115 is where I'm going to start looking at buying in. And the big thing that I want to talk about and reiterate is the fact that they have 72% of wounds closed, while the sector average has only achieved 32%. What do you think about that, Ant?
Yeah, I mean, if you're that information alone is something that definitely stands out to me. Uh, if I need to be convinced on is this legit or not, I don't know how you feel about it, but yeah,
Yeah,
like you said, 115 is the price point I'm looking to get into. But we got to also take into account how the market's been. Uh, we can see that 115 support maybe breaking. Maybe we get down to $1.90, but you got to think that's only about a 20% or a 20-cent drop. It's
yeah,
nothing crazy.
exactly.
So maybe a 115 starter. I would not go crazy. I would not overextend yourself because we need to see how the market's going to react here.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking is a starter, maybe like I'm thinking possibly 1/8 of my position at 115. And then
Nothing crazy.
yeah, nothing crazy. And then if we see it hold 115 and we see the market strengthen, then I'll probably scale up to having 1/4 the position I want in, maybe even 1/3, and then I'll kind of see
Yeah,
where it goes from there. But I
because we're at a
mean,
pivotal point here
yeah,
with the market
exactly.
needing to make a decision.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
that's just in general in anything you're trying to enter now or you're in at the moment. I would not go crazy, not just regarding this, but anything at the moment.
Yeah, I mean the market. It's in that. It's just like I want to go up, but then I want to go down the next like hour, and then I'm just gonna fly back and forth day to day. We have red day, green day, choppy day. Like it's been crazy.
Yeah,
Another thing that I want to push about PTE is their potential income. I talked about it a little bit earlier, but there are 7 million cases um, per year where skin TE could be used. And I mean, they could charge much more than $1,000, but their management has chose to charge $1,000, which is the lowest in the sector. So we're talking like 5% market share, 350 million in sales. I don't know the percentage of revenue on that, but even if they were to get 10% of the market share, that's 700 million in sales. That's a
yeah,
huge amount of sales.
that's crazy. Yeah,
So I just think that they have a lot of growth potential, and I think that the institutions are seeing that and they're getting in now, um, rather than after the FDA or close to the FDA, because I think they see the significant like the results they had in the past. They see kind of how their skin to ease levels above what the sector's got going on. So yeah, I think
if
we
you're
followed the
pairing
big
this
money.
to if you're pairing this to just to jump in quick, if I know nothing about this company and I'm strictly looking at the chart, I love the chart. And then you
Yeah,
pair it with the DD that Teddy has presented. This is definitely something to watch out for and to put on your watch list. Look for an entry.
yeah,
Don't just slap the ask. Be strict.
I 100% agree. Like the thing that first brought me to it was the chart at the beginning. Because I mean, when I'm on FinViz and I'm looking through, I just see the name and then the chart, and I'm like, okay, this looks kind of nice. Because when it had that conference, it ran up to like 180 or something, and then came all the way back
Yeah.
down to $1. So, and the other thing that we need to talk about is they've had offerings this year, so they have cash. Like we're not too worried about a another offering being dropped.
Yeah, no, they definitely have enough cash with the amount of offerings they've dropped. So
Yeah, so we don't need to worry about that. Do you have anything like last minute to say, Ant? Anything you want to just get the point across to the people?
not really. Just like I mentioned, look for those levels that we have on the chart. Um, I strongly believe this 115 is the entry zone to look out for. Like I said, if it drops a couple 10, 15 cents, don't get scared. Go in super small to start with. Don't overextend yourself, and you should be good.
I 100% agree. I reiterate all those points that he just said. 115 is a great entry. You might even have to, it might bounce pretty hard off 115, so you might get those 116s, 117s for the starter. Give it a few days to marinate in your account and then kind of look at where the market's going and where it's going. But like I said, long term, it's a great hold, and also short term, it seems like it has some upside with May since we're in March now. So thank you guys all for coming. Ant and I will be making more videos in the future. I think this week we're looking at making a screener settings video, so watch out for that. So thank you, Ant, for coming on with us today for the PTEDD.
Oops.
All right, see you guys later, and let's make some money.